My business partner invited my wife to a meeting to fire me. He forgot I designed the company's security system. The thing about working at a high-end architectural firm is that everyone thinks they are the smartest person in the room. My business partner, Marcus, was the worst about it. He had this smug, Ivy League grin that screamed, "I'm untouchable." For 10 years, we were a team. But 6 months ago, things started feeling cold. Clients I'd worked with for a decade were suddenly preferring to work with Marcus. Budgets were leaking. My access to the main server started glitching. Then came the big presentation. Marcus called a mandatory meeting in the glass conference room. He invited the whole board, and even my wife, Sarah. He told me it was a celebration of our decade together. When I walked in, Marcus was leaning back, feet on the mahogany table. He didn't look like a partner. He looked like a king about to pass a sentence. "Sit down, Elias," he said, his voice smooth like expensive bourbon. Sarah wouldn't even look at me. She was busy scrolling on her phone, a tiny, sharp smile on her face. Marcus cleared his throat and looked at the board members. "We've had a great run, but the numbers don't lie. Elias has been, let's say, distracted. I've decided to buy out his shares for 10 cents on the dollar, for the good of the firm." He pushed a single sheet of paper across the table. "It wasn't a buyout. It was a surrender. Sign it," Marcus said. Sarah and I, "Well, we've already discussed the future, and you're not in it." The room went dead silent. The board members looked away. Sarah finally looked up, her eyes like ice. "It's over, Elias. Don't make this embarrassing." I didn't reach for the pen. Instead, I pulled a small, silver flash drive from my pocket. "You know, Marcus," I said, my voice quiet, steady. "You're right. The numbers, they really don't lie." I plugged the drive into the main projector. "See, Marcus thinks he's a genius because he used a shell company to siphon the project funds. But he forgot one thing. I'm the one who designed the security encryption for our internal accounts." I hit the spacebar. A series of bank transfers filled the screen. Thousands of dollars, moving from the firm's account to a private one in the Cayman Islands. But that wasn't the kicker. "Look at the timestamps," I told the board. Every single transfer happened from Marcus's office while I was at the site builds. And Marcus, if you're going to steal $500,000, maybe don't use your mistress's birthday as the password. The color drained from Marcus's face. He looked like he'd seen a ghost. I turned to Sarah. Her smug smile was gone. "And Sarah," I said, leaning in, "I know you were looking forward to that new beach house Marcus promised you, but you might want to check the second tab on the screen." I clicked again. It was a legal filing, not for a buyout. "I didn't come here to sign your paper, Marcus. I came to show the board the whistleblower suit I filed with the SEC this morning. And Sarah, since we're in a community property state, and all that stolen money was funneled into an account Marcus put in your name to hide it from his wife, well," I paused, letting the weight of it sink in. "The federal investigators are probably at our house right now. They tend to seize everything when it involves money laundering." The silence in the room was heavy, suffocating. Marcus tried to stand up, his hands shaking so hard he knocked over his water. "Elias, wait, we can talk about this." "No," I said, standing up and straightening my jacket. "We're done talking. I've already resigned. The board has the evidence, and you too. You have each other." I walked toward the door, then stopped and looked back at my wife. She looked small, terrified. "By the way," I added, "I took the dog this morning. He's staying with my sister. I figured he shouldn't be there when the locks get changed." I walked out of that glass room and didn't look back. Some people think they can build a life on a foundation of lies. Me? I'm an architect. I know that if the foundation is rotten, the whole thing has to come down. I just provided the wrecking ball. Was he right to expose them like this? Yes or a no?